Welcome back to DajibanLife. And as you can see, this is my old side door, and now I have a new side door, and that fits perfectly. No gaps. The gap in the middle is pretty uniform, so I'm happy with that. Basically what I did was I unbolted the door from these hinges and went to the junkyard and found a relatively clean door here, except this little dent right there, and then just replaced it. And so now I have a brand new door. I did see that there was a van in the junkyard with the windows, the two square windows right here, and I thought about getting those. They also opened, which is kind of nice, but I don't know. I guess it seemed easier just to get one door than to get two, and so I just went the lazy route. And also those windows I'd have to block anyway, because I don't want people looking inside when I'm, stealth camping in the city. And so I thought just having, the cargo doors is fine. If I need to look outside, I'll look out through the windshield. But yeah, all the seals are good. This dent here, I'm just gonna hammer out because I can access it from the inside down through there, and then I'll just pry that out or whatever, straighten that up, and then fill it with Bondo and prep this van for paint, because I've decided to paint this van a metallic gunmetal color. It's a Rust-Oleum. I'm gonna do a rattle can job on it. I've seen this guy, Moore Motorsports, on YouTube. Moore, M-O-O-R-E, Motorsports on YouTube. He has a channel, and he basically Rust-Oleum rattle cans all his cars. And so it actually looked pretty good. I mean, for only spending like $100 or a couple $100 on the paint job, like, they came out looking decent. So I think I might try it, especially because any paint job is probably better than the one on here right now. So definitely in the next couple weeks, I'm going to be prepping this van for paint, just sanding everything down, and yeah, just getting it down to basically primer so I can paint it that gunmetal gray. And I've also decided that I'm going to spray the roof with truck bed liner. Just because I spray painted the roof black last time, and it was kind of hot because black absorbs light, and so white is probably the better option to go. But I did kind of like the look of it because my roof rack over there, as you can see, is black, and I painted my Max Air fan, the cover of it, black also, and I think I like that better than white. White stands out a little bit too much, especially when I'm stealthing in the city. It's not like you can't see the fan up there, but at least it doesn't draw the eye as much if it's black instead of white. So I decided to go with Raptor liner on the top, so I'm gonna be ordering that. So I need to prep the roof for the bed liner coating, and hopefully that'll help insulate also, because last time I only did a couple coats of paint, and that there's no insulation with paint. But with bed liner, hopefully it'll block some of the heat coming in, even if it gets absorbed by the black color. And then I was thinking about it some more, and I think I've decided, instead of going with this sound deadener material that I have and pasting that up all over the place, I might go with Raptor liner on the inside too. So because Raptor liner, the truck bed liner, is known to sound deaden, right? And it makes things stronger, like the structure of things stronger. So if I figure if I have Raptor liner on the outside and then also spray it on the inside, then I'm gonna get, I won't need to insulate either, because it'll be its own insulation, because it's a urethane material. So I'm basically spraying polyurethane onto the ceiling and the walls and the floor. So I'm gonna do the entire back area, and then in the cab, I think I might just do the ceiling and the floors, and then the dash and stuff I don't think I'm gonna spray in a Raptor liner, even though that might be kind of cool to do that. But that seems like a lot of work. But basically, I'm gonna shoot all the door jambs with Raptor liner, and you know the kicks here. So I might not even need all the plastic bits, the kick panels that go down. I might keep them, maybe not. I'll figure that out later. I'll spray those too, but I might not need them, because if this is all covered in truck bed liner, then you know it's good to go. There's nothing more to do. So got that done. Doors are done. If you're wondering what this sheet is right here, it's corrugated plastic. I looked around online for a windshield cover, and I couldn't find one that really fit this van, because this van's really skinny. The windshield is only 22 inches or so in height, and it's like 58 inches or more, I think, across. So no one really makes a windshield shade in that size. They're all a little bit oversized. So I decided to make my own out of Reflectix, which there's a roll down there, it's 10 feet, and this corrugated plastic, which is basically like cardboard, but it's made out of plastic, so it's really durable. So basically I'm just going to glue some Reflectix. I'm going to cut this out in the shape of the windshield, right? And then I'm going to glue the Reflectix onto it, and then I'm going to fold it. So I'm going to, you know, like force it to fold so it's like an accordion, so I can store it away. But that should last pretty much forever if I do that, because it's plastic, you know, and it's custom. I'm probably going to maybe paint or do something on the Reflectix, because it's pretty obvious that someone's living in their van when you see Reflectix up in the windshield. But if it looks like a windscreen or a sunshade thing, if I paint like probably the American flag, I think is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try to see if I can find a stencil for American flag and just spray paint it on there. So then if you see the American flag, you know, through the front windshield, you're less likely to think, oh, there's someone sleeping in there. It's just, you know, a very patriotic person, you know, just wants to keep the sun out of his van. So that's what I'm gonna do. Since I'm gonna have some leftover Reflectix, I might make some covers for the back windows as well. And these back doors I'm also gonna replace, just like I did with the side door here, with the doors from my other van, because the doors on that van are pretty clean. On this one, like here you can see, like it looks like someone tried to pry it open down here as well. And so I could just bend these back, I guess, since I'm painting the whole van anyway. But yeah, there's a little pock mark here. But the van doesn't close properly all the way. So that means it's probably bent in some way. And so the doors on that van over there are pretty good, and the windows are good. Everything's good on it. The seals, the what do you call it? The weather stripping's good on it. So just a straight swap, just like I did on the side doors. So take them off at the hinges and replace them. So that should be pretty easy. And then yeah, it'll just be a matter of sanding everything down, prepping for paint, and Raptor liner. So I think I'm gonna do the interior first in Raptor liner, and then do the outside, just because I live inside of it, and so the inside is kind of more important to me than the outside right now. But today it's a little bit later in the day because I was at the junkyard all day sourcing this door, and also these seats right here. So I got these seats out of a Mazda, like a 2017 model Mazda something, CX something, I don't know. But they're nice and they're not clean, but you know, there's no rips, there's no tears, nothing. They're pretty clean in that sense. And also they're very comfortable. When I sat in them, it felt like home. So, and they have armrests, which is kind of nice. All right, so I think seat number 1 is mounted onto the original seat platforms. I've had to hack the platforms a little bit, which is fine, but basically what I did was I got some of this, ooh, that's still hot, some whatever this is called, box tubing and square tube that was already pre-drilled, and then those sort of lined up with the existing seat rails. So I bolted that into the bar, front and back. And then, as you can see, I just cut a little bit of the seat thingy and just welded it into that. These welds aren't great. They're not perfect, but I think they're strong enough to hold. Obviously, if there's a catastrophic accident, I wouldn't be 100% sure about this. But the key is to not get an accident, right? And if it does, then I think it's kind of, I would give like a 90% confidence level. And the reason why I have it on this bar is because these seat rails are a little bit wider than the seat base. And so because they're wider, you know, there's nothing for them to bolt into. So I had to bolt them into something and then affix that something to the seat base. And that happened to be this box tubing. So I don't really see any other way to do this unless just because the seat rails would get in the way, honestly. You know, right here, there's not that much clearance. So it's pretty much as low as it can get. The only other thing I could do is basically take off the seat rails and lose this nice smoothness right here. Because honestly, you don't really use this. You know, how often do you slide your seat forward and backward? Probably just once to set it, and then that's it. So I would take it off the rails and then figure out some way to fit the old rails onto this seat bottom. Alright, well, that seat's done, but now looking at the driver's side, there's a problem because the feet or whatever on the driver's side seat are they're not bolted in, they're actually riveted in. So these are going to be way more work to get off. That's unfortunate, but basically I'm going to have to grind these down till they're nubs and then the feet will come off. That's a lot more work than I anticipated, so I'm probably not going to get to this today. I'm probably going to stop here. That's really, really unfortunate. And then I was thinking about it, maybe there was a different way of getting this seat onto here, but it really doesn't look like it. I even thought about maybe building a new base, just ditching this thing entirely, and then building another one out of, you know, some metal or something, but that doesn't seem feasible either. Just a unique pattern of, you know, obviously every vehicle is different and the mounting points are different, so trying to put seats out of a different car is always going to be a challenge. So what I decided to do, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait till next week, and I'm definitely going to grind these off so that these feet come off and I'll have a flat surface to work with. It sucks that there's no bolts though, that I can just, you know, bolt something down. I'll have to use my own, but there's not a lot of space to get a bolt in there is the problem. So yeah, I might have to end up just welding this slide thing directly onto a piece of metal, which is definitely less safe than it being bolted. For the passenger, I'm not too concerned because the seat is bolted to those bars, and then those bars are bolted to the metal. So I think that's pretty strong. I would feel 100% safe, you know, riding around in that like that. I guess I could use that seat as my driver's seat, except the seatbelt thing is on the wrong side. But I do have seatbelt on this side. I can just put it on there. But then I won't be able to use this seat, so I'll have mismatched seats or something. I guess I could just keep the existing seat right now that I have and just keep using that, or go source some more. But I'm pretty stubborn, so I feel like I'm going to try to make this work. So I think what I'm gonna do, it's weird how this is angled too. It's like angled downwards, like more slope in the back. I guess it's to give, because since those seats are so like straight, it's to give a little bit of, for comfort purposes, it's angled backwards a little bit. But what I think I'm gonna do is, I think I might cut these down maybe a few inches, you know what I mean, and then get a sheet of metal and then weld that on top. Maybe that's a really dumb idea, but I would fabricate basically a lower profile one of these, just shave it down a little bit, and yeah, and then add a top to it that this can then sit on, and then maybe welding this and affixing it somehow to the top of this. So I'll have to think about it a little bit more. If you guys have any ideas, let me know. But right now I'm thinking maybe I should trim this down a little bit so it's just a little lower, and so that, you know, my feet aren't like dangling up in the air or whatever. And same with the passenger, just redoing that. It won't be too hard to just cut off those welds, and then going with a little bit more low profile base. But anyway, yeah, I think I'm gonna stop it here because it's getting dark and I don't have enough time to finish this, which kind of sucks because I don't have a lot of space in my van. But that's what it's gonna have to be. So anyway, yeah, if you guys have any ideas, let me know, and I'll think about it this week while I'm at work and figure out what to do. But this is kind of a real big headache. It's not ideal, that's for sure. Stupid me, you know. Maybe I should just roll with the regular van seats, you know what I mean? I'll keep tackling this next week and see you then. Alright, thanks for watching.